Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It is good to see each and every one of you all. I hope everybody is starting their day out great. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, give me a thumbs down or an angry face. I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. All right. We got Patricia Slade in the house, B1. We got Wallow J in here. We got Miss Nisi. We got Ty Valentine. We got Lloyd Sky 9. We got Volvo 2 Love. We got John Guillory. Shout out to Edward Berry. We got DeAndre. We got Flowers. We got Leonard D. Yuta. Jay Cage is in the building. We got Black Spider up in here. We got Dora Malahi. Shout out to you, Dora. B1. We got Deneen. Shout out to Deneen. All right. It's good to see each and every one of you guys. All right. Shout out to Kale. What's good with it, bro? So I want to ask you guys this question, right? Because I wrote this as a statement. Shout out to AB Promotion, man. Bumsley Dudek got me dying laughing over here. Oh man, yo, this is a wild ass comment, man. This early in the morning. Shout out to Chris. Oh man, shout out to AV Promotions. Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Oh man. Hey, make sure y'all show Miss Nisi some love, man. Y'all see I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need the love today, man. Shout out to Denise with the $5 super chat. Make sure y'all show her some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Man, that's hilarious. Oh man, that's too funny, man. All right, man. So anyway. Oh man, it's too early for that shit. Damn, Dudley. Is that your name, Dudley? Let's see. Hold on real quick. Dudley? Is that Bumsley? Bumsley. Man, at least let me at least get about 15 minutes in the stream. You know what I'm saying? Let me get at least 15 minutes into the stream before you hit me with one of those, man. I ain't even gonna lie, I wasn't ready. Oh man, shout out to my man John, man. Make sure y'all show John some love for supporting the channel for 7 months, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the green team because y'all keep the channel going, man. So shout out to you all. I appreciate that, man. So the title of this live stream is Hollywood and Politicians Pay Billions to See Black Men in Dresses. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Is that a true statement or is that a false statement? Is that conjecture? Is that speculation? What do you guys think? Now, here's what I think, right? What I want people to do is I want people to name for me every black man that you've ever seen in a movie or a TV show or a commercial or any type of media in a dress. Now, shout out to Tasha. What's good with it, Tasha? Good to see you. Now, my question for you guys is, out of all of those movies, all of those productions, how much money did they all make? How much money did they all make? Now, who runs Hollywood is my question, right? Now, we talked about this on Reacts, right? And a lot of you guys may not have watched the React stream, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna pose this question here, and because I'm just curious. We know who runs Hollywood. Now, my question for you guys is, do you all feel that when these people are offered these contracts, if they reject the contracts, will they be called anti-Semitic if they don't wear a dress for the people who run Hollywood, who will be paying them their money? Those lovely, quote unquote, $33 million contracts. What is Hollywood and the politicians' infatuation with seeing black men in dresses? Now, I want to ask another question. Is it safe to say that Democrats want to see black men in dresses? What if I just went up to some of these people and asked them, what is your infatuation with seeing black men in dresses? See, we got to get to the root cause of it. Why is that something that's so popular? Let me ask you guys this question. Has there ever been an unsuccessful movie where a black man wore a dress? Name a movie that tanked that had a black man rocking a skirt. Is there any? Shout out to Two Factor. What's good with it? Now that's interesting, isn't it? So what that means is that there's clearly a high demand to see black men in dresses. Shout out to Still Kevin Trees. What's good with it? Now, if most of those movies did decent, then those actors who acted in those movies were paid billions, right, to put on those dresses. Now, my question is, do you see this go on with Asian men or Latino men? Here's a better question. Do you ever see white women play men? Do you ever see white men play women? You do see white men play women once in a blue moon. But do you ever see white women play men? They haven't done it yet, but they're working on getting black women to play black men. Starting that out with the Woman King. Now, here goes my question. Why do the people that get offered these contracts, why do they accept them? Let me ask y'all this. How many people in the comment section would put on a dress for $100 million? It's easy to say that you wouldn't do it in the comment section. But if somebody came to you with that $100 million check, would you take it? I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So now my question is, what makes these people do it? What makes these people do it? Now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show my man Cameron Jones some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Cameron was a member before, and Cameron is a member again. So shout out to Cameron. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show him some love. To me, I don't get it, man. I couldn't do it. My family would disown me. I would disown myself. There's no amount of money that could make me do that. I want to know what causes the lack of integrity in some of these people that would cause them to do it. First and foremost, you already know that you're dealing with people that have degeneracy issues. Then you want to go ahead and just, sell your soul, sell your body. I don't understand it. Make it make sense. Now, shout out to Deneen, right? Deneen says being accepted in the industry is what matters most to them. Would you guys agree with that? See, I want to actually sit down with one of these dudes that put on a dress, and I want to ask them, what made you put on that dress? You think they would tell me? You think they would answer me? Being accepted in the industry is what matters most to them. Now, let me ask you guys this question. If we controlled our own studios, unless there was some deviant freak who was one of the owners, would it be a requirement to put on a dress? Or would people just be able to have a merit-based system where their talents led the way? If people don't like doing this, then my question is, why don't they put their money together and build their own studios so that they can have a dress-free Hollywood career? Make it make sense. Now, would people say these individuals are quote unquote made to wear dresses, or do these individuals quote unquote choose to wear dresses? That's my question. Because a lot of times I hear people say these people were made to wear dresses. I've never heard of any cases where somebody had a shotgun to somebody's head and said, put this skirt on. I never heard of that. And Katt Williams didn't say anything about a situation like that in his interview with Shannon Sharp. So these individuals chose to put on a dress. Dress rehearsal. These people are actually males rehearsing to be women in a damn dress. This is a actual dress rehearsal. I could never go home and face my family knowing I had done some nonsense like this. How do we get people to put integrity over money, trinkets, and butter biscuits? Kevin Hart is a disgraceful little character, if you ask me. He's a disgraceful little character. You know what I'm saying? This is a dude that chose to wear a dress. Shaq wore a dress. Charles Barkley wore a dress. Martin wore a dress. Believe it or not, Kid Gravity had the receipts. Chappelle wore a dress. Shout out, speaking of the devil, shout out to Kid Gravity. supporting the channel for 7 months. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat and check his channel out while you at it. Now, shout out to Miss Niecy, right? Because Miss Niecy brings up a good point. Miss Niecy says it's for the love of money, like Bone Thugs and Harmony featuring Eazy-E. For the love of money. Gotta make that money, man. Now, here goes my question, right? It don't seem like everybody loves money the way some of these dudes do. So now my question is, why is that? Why is that? That's what we got to try to get to the bottom of. Shout out to 2 Factor. 2 Factor was banging For the Love of Money in the Whip yesterday, man. That's a classic song, bro. That's a classic song. So Abba and Preach did a reaction video, and they did a reaction video in regards to some clips from the Katt Williams Uncle Shay Shay interview. And we're going to check it out because the title of it is Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle Expose Sick Hollywood. So let's see how they expose Sick Hollywood, shall we? Let's check this out here.
No, you gotta put that nasty ass tongue back in your mouth. Rip it out. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you ain't gotta protect me from Cleveland. Come on, Cleveland. Come on.
Miss Helen?
The what?
It's nothing new for male comedians to wear dresses and portray women on screen for laughs. You just saw Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, and Robin Williams in some of the iconic movie roles. Is this part of the recipe of success or a cheap humiliation tactic? Comedian Katt Williams brought the debate to the forefront during a one-on-one with Shannon Sharp.
Oh, man, this dude, man, what's up with Isaiah, man? He had a little bit too much Hennessy again. What's up with Isaiah, man? Call it Uncle Shay Shay Sharon. Oh, man. Yeah, Martin made a career out of the dress. Shout out to you, Chris. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many people approve of these guys prancing around in a skirt? If you approve of that, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro?
Yo, he did not just put him in a dress. He said Sharon Sharp. That was a crazy slip.
That was a crazy slip.
Yeah. Yeah, Sharon Sharp.
You could.
She had a great NFL career. That is wild.
But he was really good with the heels. I mean, the cleats. I mean, the clits.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner. You my...
How come nobody is asking the question, why do these Hollywood directors want to see these black men in dresses? Why is there such a demand to see black men in dresses? I think somebody should ask Joe Biden. Somebody should ask Vivek Ramaswamy. Somebody should ask Ron DeSantis. They need to go to jail and interview Harvey Weinstein. And they need to ask these non-black people why they want to see black men in dresses. And I think that black men need to stop wearing dresses. The pressure needs to be put on these people. What people need to start doing is people need to start putting a calculator together, and every movie that has a black man in a dress, calculate how much money that movie makes, and then go directly to the studio owner and go directly to the company owner and the shareholders and ask them, what was it that got you off about watching this movie with a black man in a dress? We also need to interview some of these people's parents, like Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, and ask what part of when he was being raised, did he learn values that made it acceptable for him as a man to represent his fellow men as a midget in a skirt? See, because there's two sides of this issue. The first issue is the sick people, and we know who they are. It's the people that pay the money, the people that own all of the studios in Hollywood, the company owners. They want to sit back and have a glass of wine and watch this stuff, right? Shout out to my man Cannon Hotep. What's good with it? And then there's the people that are so weak that they just got to secure the bag. I got to get the bag. These type of... Now, here goes the thing, right? And I want to make this clear. These are males who are allegedly straight, right? Now, the LGBTQ community gets offended by everything. But have you guys noticed that the LGBTQ community has never protested Skittle face? They've never protested Rainbow face. Yeah, that's right. Skittle face, Rainbow face. How many of y'all know what Skittle face and Rainbow face are? Well, everybody knows what blackface is, right? Blackface is when a person who is not black takes a part as a black person. Well, that would make Rainbow face and Skittles face a straight man presenting as either the L, the G, the T, or the B. Shout out to Torian Rain. What's good with it, bro? They've never been offended. Did the LGBTQ community come out and tell any black man to stop wearing a dress? They get offended at everything except that. You use the wrong pronoun, they mad. You say that sex is a fact, gender is a fact, they're mad. If you're straight and you put on a dress, they're not mad. They don't say anything. Has anybody noticed that? Seriously, I want you guys to seriously sit back and think about it. Did the LGBTQ community get upset about Big Mama's house because it was a straight male appropriating? You know what I'm saying? Did they get mad at Fifth Element with Chris Tucker? Now that's interesting, right? Because some of these men that have put on dresses allegedly are in marriages, heterosexual marriages. Right? So one of two things has to be true. The LGBTQ community is not offended by straight males cosplaying as the L, the G, the T, the B, or the Q. Right? Or these individuals themselves are the L, the G, the T, the B, and the Q. And nobody says anything. It's just understood. And the joke is on us. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Torian Rain. Torian said, better yet, Rob, several black women never got mad when men dress up as them in these roles instead of hiring an actual woman to play the part. Facts. And it was interesting, right? What was that actress's name? The one that just recently got upset about her pay. One thing that I found interesting that she didn't mention is, well, maybe if you stop hiring black men to play black women, then maybe there'll be more black women roles. But she didn't say that, interestingly. You know what I'm saying? Taraji, yeah. Yeah. She didn't say, well, if only you would stop putting black men in dresses, then maybe we could have more roles. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. Sometimes what's not said is louder than what is said. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Brother in comedy, when I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We're going to do it together. We're going to do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word. Go do what you got to do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I got to read this script from all these good white people, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why?
So now, this is interesting, right? In this situation, Martin Lawrence, who is supposed to be Katt Williams' friend, is trying to put him in the dress. Oh, man, it was so good. It was such a great experience. Why don't you try this one on? Are you serious, bro? This is a real problem. There's a problem that there's a sector of society that gets off on seeing black men wearing dresses, right? Because what we have are predators. Anybody that has a sick fetish that wants to see a black straight man in a dress, you're a predator. And we have high-paying predators. Paying to satisfy their sick, degenerate cultural fetishes, and paying the money to try to justify it. Well, we didn't do anything wrong. You know, we paid you for it. And you're an adult, a consenting adult. We didn't do anything wrong. There's a lot wrong with this. There's a lot wrong with this. Now, these particular people like to play word games. These particular people are liars. These particular people crawl on their belly. They slither around. You know what I'm saying? And they'll sit there and say, Robb is being homophobic. My question for that particular community, because the community that I'm talking about is not the LGBTQ community. It's the LGBTQ community's boss. My question for them is, how am I being homophobic when I'm talking about straight black men? I didn't say people who were LGBTQ need to not engage in LGBTQ activity. I'm talking about straight black men, or allegedly straight black men. And that's another thing. Why are the gay black men not upset that they're getting straight black men to play in these roles that would clearly fit a LGBTQ black man? Wouldn't it make more sense if somebody was bi for them to play a role like this? But the LGBTQ community is not speaking out about straight men taking their roles. Has anybody noticed that? The LGBT community has some of the loudest mouths on the planet. They got some of the biggest reach. They have some of the deepest networks. Yet, no LGBTQ has said one word about straight males taking their part. Why is that? Shout out to A and B. What's good with it, bro? B1. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because at this point, it doesn't to me. Isn't the LGBTQ community a quote unquote marginalized group? Aren't they a quote unquote oppressed group? Well, if they're marginalized and if they're oppressed, then they should have special protection. And they should be getting parts that are fit for them first. Now, who's more qualified to be a man in a dress in a movie? A straight man or LGBTQ man? Who has more natural experience at wearing a dress? But isn't it interesting how the LGBTQ men rarely get those parts? They get straight men, mainly straight black men, to play these parts. Things that make you go, Things that make you go home. Let me ask y'all this. Have they ever actually gotten a gay actor to play a gay role in a movie? And has the LGBTQ community ever said anything about it? Because I haven't seen that. And what I really haven't seen is the protesting and the whining and the bullying. What that tells me is that particular community must not have a problem with seeing straight men play their roles. Which is interesting. Make it make sense. Let's continue. And real quick, shout out to everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you all for being here. If you guys have not smashed that like yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and also share the stream to your social media.
Why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing the dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had the other dudes work. I had all of it. That's how I got in this position.
I sure hope I have.
He's drinking that cognac like he's sipping tea. I love it. Cognac is the new tea of 2024.
Kevin just shook it off and said that although it never happened to him, he never messed with something that could mess up his whole brand.
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You got to know that you're a brand. Yeah. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times.
But get this, a few years down the line, Kevin popped up in an SNL sketch.
Now, how many of y'all knew that Kevin Hart said that? I didn't know that Kevin Hart said that he would never put on a dress. He said that he would never put on a dress, and then there you go. He's wearing a dress.
How I got in this position.
I sure hope I have.
He's drinking that cognac like he's sipping tea. I love it. Cognac is the new tea of 2024.
Kevin just shook it off and said that although it never happened to him, he never messed with something that could mess up his whole brand.
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. Like, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times.
But get this.
So now, what made him change? What made him go from that to that? See, that's the question. Now, here goes my question. Why would somebody grow up and have this as a goal to do? This is my goal. I want to be in Hollywood. I want to be a freak. I want to sell my body for a couple dollars. Why would somebody want to grow up with that as their goal? That's what they want to do. Shout out to Cannon Hotep. Cannon Hotep said fear of being blackballed. I don't know when the last time Kevin Hart checked, you know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, like most of us, he was born blackballed. I know I was. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I would rather be blackballed than be neutered. Because at least I still got my black balls. You know what I'm saying? Now, you hear that, Steve Harvey? That's how you think like a man.
A few years down the line, Kevin popped up in an SNL sketch in a dress, and almost immediately his whole
Look at this.
career
Look at this. Look at
skyrocketed.
this.
So, you know, some of
Look
us
at this.
make
You
choices.
see this? You see this? Who does this?
But get this. A few years down the line, Kevin popped up in an SNL sketch in a dress, and almost immediately.
Shout out to David Brown. I mean, I'm sorry, man. This is bad. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, if you ask me, and I've always felt this way, Kevin Hart is he's just too goofy. He's the type of person, like, I literally think that he would do anything, and that's dangerous. You always got to watch people that'll just do anything. You got to have some type of boundaries. You have to have some type of boundaries. Yeah, and see, and this is crazy. Shout out to Torian. Torian said, mind you, Rob, he was imitating a little girl at the time. They always leave that part out, which is crazy because he's around all of these bishops and popes or whatever the hell these people are. So this is some old ritualistic insanity. Yeah. Yeah. Now somebody somebody had mentioned getting thighed earlier in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shaq was definitely thighying Kevin Hart on that BET show. And Kevin Hart looked like he was scared. Shaq yoked his ass up. Kevin Hart didn't know what the hell was going on. We all did, but Kevin Hart didn't. Now, here's my question for everybody. How many people would like to see this kind of display? Yeah, see, shout out, there go my man Bumsley right there. Shout out to Bumsley, crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? How many people want to see this kind of nonsense in Hollywood end? If you guys want to see this end in Hollywood, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, and I mean, let me know why you want to see it continue.
Immediately, his whole career skyrocketed.
So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not.
You see that? See, they said here, in this video that immediately after he did this questionable part, his career skyrocketed, which means, like the title says, Hollywood and politicians pay billions to see black men in dresses. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin popped up in an SNL sketch in a dress, and almost immediately his whole career skyrocketed.
So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Okay. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Now, this is a hot topic. I remember like 10, 20 years ago. Like, this was a thing that a lot of comics were talking about.
When I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers got to wear a dress.
Most of us who watched the Jamie Foxx show loved the Jamie Foxx show. That is
facts. I used to watch that when I was living in Ethiopia. Okay. Love the Jamie Foxx show. The whole cast was.
I never liked that Wanda character that Jamie Foxx used to play. I never liked that. I didn't like how he did his face all weird. Jamie Foxx must have been one of them people. Let's just keep it a buck. How many of y'all in here, right? Shout out to the FBAs in the room, because I know we FBA heavy in here. We thick like that. How many of y'all parents told y'all that if y'all keep making them ugly faces, your face will get stuck like that? I used to get told that when I was crying. No one in my family liked Wanda's face. My grandmother used to be like, why he do his face like that? Like, my family used to love and live in color too. You know what I'm saying? We would watch that Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? But the mood just changed when Wanda was on there. They didn't even mind men on film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, with David Allen Greer and Damon Wayans, when they was men on film, hated it. They didn't even mind that. But it was just something not right about Wanda. And nobody liked that. That's when the channel would get turned. And, you know, the little skits was, there was only like about 5 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? 8 minutes long. You turn it back after a couple commercials or flick, through the stations a little bit. There was a woman character that Jim Carrey used to play. Nobody really liked that either. Those was the two characters that was the two only times when in Living Color, when the channel would get changed during it in Living Color, was when Wanda would come on and that Conan the Barbarian woman that Jim Carrey used to play was. Yeah. The Wanda skit was like a female male Pepe Le Pew chasing around a man cat. If that makes any sense. And it was just weird. It was just awkward. You know what I'm saying? It was just weird. But you know what's crazy? The whole Wanda situation is actually how it is nowadays. Which is even more crazy. Especially if you're somebody that, you know what I'm saying, is in my age range, to see like the transition of things like that. It's just it's mind-boggling.
Amazing.
It was on reruns.
different than the fact that Martin and Jamie are really going to do Sinead and Wanda as a movie.
Katt Williams was trying to always say, Brandon don't wear a dress.
You see, because once you do Sinead and Wanda as a movie, and we already have Big Mama's house, and we know Brandon T. Jackson, that nigga showed up with his dress.
Oh, yeah. He was saying in the media, so I thought he was heckling me.
He was ready to be in 1 and 2.
He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. was immature. Right. I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it.
So I wondered how many niggas really need to wear a dress.
Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, you know, don't get in the dress.
I'll say this: all the celebrities getting mad at Katt right now. All these guys, all the top people having something to say about him. I think.
Let me ask you guys this: why do y'all think that these celebrities are so upset with Katt Williams? I think that a lot of these people don't want to be reminded what they did. Shout out to Katsy. What's good with it, Katsy? I think a lot of these people don't want to be reminded of what they did. Imagine if you were a man that put on a dress and you're amongst other men who never wore a dress. What you gonna feel like? You can't even put your head, you can't even hold your head up. You're gonna always get looked at side-eyed. Like you look, these Hollywood people got millions of dollars. Look at this, man. They got millions of dollars. They have more money than I'll probably ever see in my entire life. But you know what I can say? I've never put on a dress. And I never will. Ever. And I'm a broke, normal person. That's not a celebrity. Nobody knows me when I go anywhere. But I still have my manhood. How could you sell your manhood? That's one of the most valuable things that you can have. There's no price that should ever be up for sale for. How do you get to be an adult without having those lessons instilled in you? Are you really that desperate for money? Look, you do all this, you put the dress on, and then at the end of the day, the same people that you put the dress on for take all your riches that you had away. And you still, now you don't have any riches, and you've also put on a dress. You sold your manhood out, and you don't have nothing. You don't necessarily cut the leash after you've sold out. They still have a leash over you. The mind state of believing that money is more valuable than your manhood has to be eradicated. And the reason why it has to be eradicated is because what people need to understand is that your manhood is one of the most priceless things that you could possibly have. And no type of trinket that any degenerate culture of people can provide you is ever going to amount to more than that. Ever. And the fact that some people somehow see some paper dollars, a car, that they'd be willing to sell out the thing that makes them who they are for that is just, you failed. And I believe that the degenerate predators, they're not predators in the sense that we think that they're predators. These are people that are predators that want to lock your soul inside of a little collection box. And once you put that dress on, your soul of your manhood goes right into that collection box. And then they own it and you never have it back. So you're just a lifeless shell of what you used to be, a carcass that's been transformed and reduced to something else forever. Walking around without your identity. And they know it. These people, they know it. You see how that dude looked? You see how he looked defeated? Look at this. Look at this. When he realized that he should have never put that dress on. Look at him. Look.
His dress.
Oh, yeah. He was saying in the media, so I thought he was heckling me.
He was ready to be in 1 and 2.
He was really trying to help me.
He was really trying to help me. Oh, how you figure that out? How you figure out that this dude was trying to help you? Just wake up one day and realize you looked in the mirror and didn't see anything back? Because that's probably what happened.
At the time, I didn't know that. I was immature. Right. I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it.
Yes, I wondered how many niggas really need to wear a dress.
Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, don't get in the dress.
I'll say this, all the celebrities getting mad at Katt right now, all these guys, all the top people having something to say about him. I think it's crazy that all these people got something to say, but they kept their mouth shut when it was Harvey Weinstein. They kept their mouth shut when it was P. Diddy. Ain't it crazy? You got people actually doing physical harm, pushing themselves on people. None of these motherfuckers have nothing to say, but then when it's Katt, who has no power over them, all of a sudden now they outspoken. That's why I wouldn't take much credence to what most of these goofballs have to say, because most of these celebrities are just for the cash. They can talk about they for the people, they for the security, they want to protect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Two Factor. That's facts. If you guys agree with Two Factor, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Two Factor said, I'm telling you, these folks are broke. Even if they hit a lick, it can be taken away at the drop of a hat. We seen it with Jonathan Majors. Facts. And they do all of this just to have a little bit. They do all of this just to have retractable money. That's what it is. Would you guys agree? What they get for putting on a dress is retractable money. These people, what we have to ask the question. We should ask each and every one of these dudes, why did you not build your own studio? Why did you not network with other people in Hollywood? You got to ask the question, how many of these people actually are competing to get to Hollywood to wear a dress? It's not rocket science. So you got to ask yourself, what degree of desire do some of these people have to actually wear the dress? Why don't anybody ever grow up and say, one thing that I want to do is I want to stop Black men from being forced to wear dresses to make it in Hollywood? No, the people that end up going to Hollywood want to cut in front of everybody else to put the damn dress on. I think it's important, and I think it would be really helpful if we found out what was wrong with these people's brains. Would you guys agree?
They own blah, 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 but y'all let P. Diddy run through a bunch of your homies. And you clapped, and you showed him love, and you linked on his Instagram.
That's a good point.
And okay, all these motherfuckers do. They all know.
That's a good point.
They all know. So don't take none of these people seriously when they got so much to say about Katt. I'm not saying Katt is Jesus. I'm not saying Katt walks on water. Okay, I'm not saying Katt hasn't lied or whatever it is.
Or don't have his fault on whatever.
It doesn't mean that he's not saying the truth right now about a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So all these people who have so much to say, I'm like, where were y'all when all this other shit was happening? It's crazy how quiet y'all were, because you were protecting your career. But all of a sudden now you might have the integrity to come out and speak about things when it's
Katt don't have power over you, so you say shit.
Listen, a person's character is tested when they have something to lose.
Now, check this out, right? One thing that I found interesting about this entire Katt Williams situation was, do you remember Katt Williams said one of the most important things that you have to do in Hollywood is to make it appear that you didn't get extorted. You have to make it appear that you didn't get taken advantage of. You have to make it appear that somebody did not take your soul. Once you have these things happen to you, it's your job and your responsibility to make sure that you hide it from the rest of the world. Now, it's crazy that he said that, right? He said that. And then as soon as he came out with his interview and he put all of those people on blast, what did all of those people do? Every single person that he addressed came out. They all came out and did what? They all came out and tried to make it appear that what Katt Williams said occurred didn't occur. Shout out to D-Side. What's good with it, bro? Make it make sense. They all tried to make it seem like it didn't happen. And some of them didn't even address what he said. Some of them just deflected. I mean,
and y'all noticed when they got something to lose, when it came to P. Diddy, all these rappers who all about the street life and all this other shit, they keep their fucking mouth shut. But now that it's Katt, they want to say something. Listen.
Shout out to DBB. What's good with it?
And they tell you shit like, but it's funny, is it?
That's what I'm
it is
talking
crazy.
about, John.
Hey, listen, and they're putting the pictures.
That's what I'm. Listen, remember that song Damien, the DMX song Damien? Yo, bro, in Hollywood, they do it just like how Damien did DMX. I see now ain't nothing but trouble ahead. John Guillory said, you know, this reminds me of Shang Tsung on Mortal Kombat when he said, your soul is mine. That's how it goes in Hollywood. Put this dress on. No, put the dress on. Then they put the dress on and the blue soul just comes out. And this is a little jar. They put the top on the jar. And you see little what's his name in there? Kevin Hart, little Kevin Hart inside that jar, beating on the side of it. And they put it right up on the shelf with the rest of the souls. Your soul is mine. That's what they do in Hollywood. And you're sitting there like a damn empty ass vessel for the rest of your career. And then when they give you your soul back, the moment you get your soul put back in you, somebody said that you touched them funny and you lose all your money. When are these people gonna learn this, man? When are these people gonna learn? Let me ask y'all this. Who mentors these people in Hollywood? Do you guys notice that none of these people ever have a mentor? Who gives these people any guidance and advice? They get a lawyer that's probably related to the Hollywood director that's going to be paying them all the money and also having them in a dress and a thong and every damn thing else. What do you guys think that it will take to change this kind of situation? Because I'm going to tell you something. Every time I see this kind of stuff, I get mad. I get really angry. Because in the type of world that we live in, whether we want to believe this or not, they utilize Hollywood and sports as a proxy to project how you're looked at. And every time I see this, it pisses me the hell off.
It is insane how many guys during that era put on a dress. Now, I'm not a conspiracy brain person. I don't even think it's a conspiracy like that. People might, that's not. I just think Hollywood's lazy. The same way they won't put us to fucking stop putting out nerd superhero movies because they make money. They just put niggas in dresses because they thought that's how black guys were always going to be successful. They always typecasted black people and minorities in general. Asians were always relegated to this. Latinos were gang members and gangbangers pretty much every time. And then black people were often put in dresses, and it changed over time. But I just think that was the mindset back then.
What would cause that mindset? Now, see, now shout out to Win Loser Rug, because Win Loser Rug said Abba and Preach was slightly off the mark on this, and I here we go. This is already this is going way off the mark. You know what I'm saying? If when he says this was the mind state back then, what was the mind state? Because here goes my question. If you see a black man as a woman, what do you see a black woman as? If you see a black child as an adult, then do you see a black adult as a child? Now, again, there's two parts to this, right? We got to ask the question about what the hell is wrong with you for taking this role? People got to start raising stronger people. Literally no one should this should be an easy answer. Very easy. Would you be willing to wear a dress? No, and don't ever ask me anything that stupid ever again. Very easy, right? Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. This should be a very easy situation to deal with. But for some reason, it seems like some people just can't deal with the situation. It seems like somehow the money still takes hold of people. When honestly, there's nothing behind that money. That money can get yanked from you just like that. Make it make sense.
But now that it's Katt, they want to say something. Listen.
And why is it so important?
So now let's play the devil's advocate, right? Let's just say that what Abba is saying, let's entertain what Abba is saying. So Abba says that it's a mind state. What kind of mind state is it that you see black men as a woman? Which then you got to ask the question, the number one thing when people get mad at black men, the first thing they like to call you is the G word. And that don't just come from Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the people calling you the G word ain't coming from Hollywood, because a lot of us ain't never stepped into a Hollywood studio, but a lot of us have got that thrown at us. DBB said it's a Greek state of mind.
And they tell you shit like, but it's funny, is it?
They come in.
And it is crazy. Hey, listen, editor, put in the pictures. It is insane how many guys during that era put on a dress.
Who would do this? Who would do this? There's no amount of money in the entire world that will make me do some shit like this. My question is, what do you all think of a person that does this? What we should all be aware of is that these people right here, yo, shout out to Red Raven Rucker. Yeah, it is. It's crazy out there. Anytime I see stuff like this, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's just mind-boggling to me. What's mind-boggling to me is that this is not a problem that has self-corrected yet. what pisses me off is how inconsiderate these individuals are for the other men. These individuals all know that Hollywood uses the people in Hollywood as a proxy. The same way sports uses the athletes as a proxy to attempt to try to represent black people. And it pisses me off that these dudes like Jamie Foxx, Kevin Hart, we're supposed to care about them when they run into some type of problems, but they don't even care about the kind of problems they're causing us. Because let me ask you guys a question. When a black man in Hollywood presents with a dress, does that cause problems for every other straight black man? If it does, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Alonda. What's going on with it, Alonda? I'm telling you, anytime I see this, I see red. It's like flames, like just flames come up out of my eyes. And I'm telling you, man, if I seen one of these dudes on the street, I would not be asking for an autograph. These dudes, you know how you do this? At some point, people look at these people, actors, and, you know, we know that actors shouldn't be your role models and stuff like that, but people make them their role models anyway. That's just the world that we live in. Those are just the cards that we're dealt. Everybody can sit here and say all this sanctimonious bullshit, but people look up to people who are in the public eye. That's just what it is. That's just the reality. And despite the fact that many of us know that these people aren't crap, there's younger, more naive people who may not be mature yet, who see these people growing up and think that these people are admirable. And when you see shit like this and you think this shit is admirable, people mimic what they think is admirable. Well, my favorite comedian did this role. Maybe if I do a role like that, I can be great like them too. You know what I'm saying? And then you get another generation of people that thinks it's okay to do this kind of shit. And it's not. And what's even more messed up about this is that somebody like Katt Williams is the only person that says something about it. Now, what about all the other people in Hollywood that never put on dresses, that never criticize the people that put on a dress for money? This ain't a lifestyle. Most of these people don't openly claim to be LGBTQ. So this ain't their lifestyle. Right? This ain't their lifestyle. It'd be different if these people were officially LGBTQ, but they're not. These are dudes that are allegedly straight. So now my question is, what about the other straight males in Hollywood asking about this, putting the focus on this, putting the light on this? The only thing that I could think of is that most of these dudes want to do this. And if these dudes are working to get to Hollywood just to put on a dress, they lost the battle before it even started. Shout out to Torian. Torian said, look like you better take a trip to Hollywood and investigate. Psh, man.
Now, I'm not a conspiracy brain person. I don't even think it's a conspiracy like that. People might, that's not, I just think Hollywood's lazy. The same way they won't put us to fucking stop putting out nerd superhero movies because they make money. They just put niggas in dresses because they thought that's how black guys were always going to be successful.
Where would you get the idea that black guys would be successful in a dress? Come on, Abba. You're a lot smarter than that. I'm disappointed in Abba for saying that. Really? Where would anybody get the idea that a straight black man would be a successful actor in a dress? That's where you do your best work, in a dress? Really? As a man, you do your best work in a dress? As a man. I mean, I wouldn't know. But that's a very odd conclusion to come to.
They always typecasted black people and minorities in general. Asians were always relegated to this. Latinos were gang members and gangbangers pretty much every time. And then black people were often put in dresses, and it changed over time.
Black people were often put in dresses, and it changed over time. Really? Okay. Shout out to Shamika Gray. Shamika Gray said Tyler Perry has exactly 33 stages on his property in Atlanta. I wonder why. That's not like Club 33 at Disney or anything, is it? Nah, it's just all a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can only imagine. Shout out to Alonda. Alonda says, for a long time, there has been a misconception in Hollywood that male actors wearing dresses and acting like women entertain women. That's not true. It actually makes us cringe. Now, let me ask you guys this question. That's a great point. We're gonna sit on that for a hot second, Alonda. Do you actually think that it's a misconception? How many of you guys think that it's a misconception? Or we just got a misunderstanding in Hollywood? We thought that you male actors acting like women entertained women. I think that there's two things that entertain women. Men that women like and women that women like. Not men acting like women. That's just my assumption. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a woman, so I can't say. But I'm assuming. I think that women are entertained by men that they like and women that they like. I don't think that they're entertained by men masquerading as women in the attempts to entertain them. And I think that, honestly, that's a statement that Hollywood came out with in order to hide the fact that these male actors wearing dresses are actually entertaining the Hollywood higher ups because they're freaks. they're actual freaks of nature. You know what I'm saying? What you guys think? Let me ask, and we got a couple ladies in here. Shout out to the ladies. Ladies, how many of you all are entertained and look to watch movies that have dudes wearing dresses in them? If that's something that you guys like, give me a thumbs up. If it's something that you do not like, then give me a thumbs down. We know what y'all think. And real quick, also, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed that like button, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment and hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, and also please share the stream to your social media.
But I just think that was a mindset back then. And this is sound weird. I'm not against cross-dressing. I actually think, like, especially in the world of theater and stuff like that, it has its place. Okay. But when it's compelled, so you can fit some kind of stereotype, when it's like a typecasting thing, I'm against all typecasting. Okay. I'm against all typecasting. And also, I also come from a culture where men wear what people call dresses. Okay. We have these long robes. You would qualify as a dress if a woman would wear it. Men wear it. But that's different. It's cultural. It's not compelled. It is something that we all do. And they're not made to be worn as if it was a traditional woman's dress. All right, hold on.
So if that's the case, then why even mention it? You know what I mean? Like, clearly it's not a woman's dress then. Now, my question is, how does Abba not see that there's some type of weird pattern that suggests an agenda behind this? I think that is very obvious that there's an agenda behind this. It's ridiculous.
I should have it in here somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, that's just
okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you call it in Ethiopia.
All right, just so you can see, it goes all the way down. Incredibly comfortable. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Every one of these is
facts. That's a great point. And shout out to my man Moxie Approved. What's good with it, bro? Torian said, have you noticed a lot of the geeks and gamer types are against race swapping, especially the PC to black characters, but they are silent on black men pretending to be women? Facts. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to my man Moxie Approved, man. If y'all not subscribed to my man Moxie Approved channel, make sure y'all go and subscribe to Moxie Approved channel. Join the Moxie mob. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, though, bro. And we got to ask that question. Now, on Reacts the other day, we actually watched that video. I think the content creator's name is Josiah Rising, right? And he brought that up, but he didn't dive into it. He brought that up, but he didn't dive into it. And you know why he didn't dive into it, because it'd be a little bit, it'd be awkward for him. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't know how to address their number one product of racism. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to address that properly. They don't know how to be accountable for that properly, which is why we got to make them be accountable for it. We got to make them address it, because otherwise they'll just let it ride and then try to sit there and play the IQ game on you. You're dumb. Nothing that you says matters. Ain't nobody on that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, this outfit that Abba has on here, I don't think that there's literally anybody who would think that this has anything to do with anything feminine at all. Look at the colors of it. It's a lot of cultures that wear, like he said, robe type shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Anti-Sheep. Yeah, that's the Moxie mob right there. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxie Approved. Welcome back to Moxie Approved. Shout out to the homie Moxie, man. That's my brother from another mother right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's my favorite thing, especially when it's hot. You don't wear no underwear underneath. You feel the wind on your balls. Shit feels amazing. Pause. But I do it out of my own wants. Okay, I would feel incredibly uncomfortable if they, pulled up one of them fucking Forever 21 skirts or whatever these women be wearing. Okay, and said, "Yo, you need that for." There's not a chance in hell I would ever do that. Wow, it's weird seeing Jamie Foxx in a dress.
No, it was back then in living color.
Yeah.
It was. I remember that clearly.
Yeah, I'll say this. I know exactly how this dress thing happens. Okay, this is what happens. You're with your agent. You're in a meeting. And then some producer comes out of nowhere. It's like, listen, guys, I have an idea. But stay with me. What if we put you in a dress with lots of makeup on, it's looking very feminine with your broad shoulders, and make you do a dance?
Yeah, no, that's when you say, I pass. Here's your check back. Have a nice life. That's not something that should be normal. Like, to me, like, that's out of pocket. That might actually cause a fight. You know what I mean? Like, you out your damn mind. Like, is that what I look like? I look like the type of person that would just, throw on a dress for some money? That's what you're telling me? How many, if you all were asked that question, how many of you all would say, well, how much are you willing to pay? See, that's not how that conversation is gonna go left real quick. Somebody asked me some shit like that. What? I would never consider any money to do that. It's offensive that you look at me and you would think that I would be willing to do that. What kind of parents do you think raised me? You're not just disrespecting me, you're disrespecting my entire family. You think that's the type of man that my father raised? Are you serious? Man, it boggles my mind that these are not the initial reactions of these people. Shout out to Alonda. Alonda says, Rob, so let me ask you a question. Did these famous black men who back in the day wore dresses and acting like females pave the way for Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X today? I don't know, honestly. That's I don't know. My Moxie. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would say that I don't know. That to me, Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X, I don't know. That's something different. Because see, the thing is, Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X, I think that for the most part, what they're doing with their action is somewhat being genuinely themselves. Now, what these people are doing is they're taking a person that we all perceive and believe is straight and making them put on a dress. I think that Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X would be the way that they are, even if they weren't rappers. It's different if you're making somebody do something. I don't think that Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X are made to be the way that they are. I think that they just are the way that they are. Might be a little bit of, little emphasis on certain things here or there, but it's not like going from being Blade to being a woman. I think that they're kind of slightly different things. Yes, both are men in feminine roles, but I think they're different, if that makes sense. Mask on or off says Sexy Red genuinely being herself. I don't know. If she is not genuinely being herself, the fact that she would degrade herself like that for money, she in the same book as Kevin Hart, as far as I'm concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my man Win Loser Rug. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Win Lose a Rug said Abba would happily wear a dress. He isn't naive. He's trying not to mess up any future wigs. I mean gigs. Facts. While this video is saying Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle expose sick Hollywood. Now, let me ask you this. If he's saying that Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams are exposing sick Hollywood, where's the exposure come at yet? Because the way that Abba's presenting this like there isn't any sick agenda. This is just here. Show your range of acting. Win Loser Rug said, look at his face on the screen right now, man, bruh.
What kind of shit is that?
Man, that's bad, man. That's bad.
That's how it's. And then you're like, nah, like, come on.
Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure you guys show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Some flames in the chat for her. Brooklyn Queen says, what are your thoughts on Eddie Murphy, Nutty Professor, and Arsenio Hall coming to America? Did Eddie Murphy? Oh, he was a woman in that movie, wasn't he? He was like the grandmother Clump. Now, was Arsenio Hall? Did he play a woman in Coming to America? I don't recall. But I'm not a big Eddie Murphy fan, and I'm not a big Arsenio Hall fan. They both just kind of strike me as y'all doing a little bit too much. Now, I saw Nutty Professor. I thought Nutty Professor was all right. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it wasn't like it wasn't amazing or anything. Now, Coming to America was funny, but believe it or not, I was one of them people. I like Trading Places better than Coming to America. But Eddie Murphy just always struck me as I don't know. He's not my favorite comedian. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I kind of look at you for I can't really. If you've played a woman, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It takes something away from how I can see you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Harlem Nights was pretty good. But all right, Vlad, take it easy, bro. Eddie Murphy was just kind of on some weird shit. He just always has been. Honestly, he was never one of my favorite comedians. Beverly Hill Cop was good. But it's just something about Eddie Murphy. Like, I don't know. I never really was feeling him all like that. Now, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? The Shanae and all that with Martin kind of irked me. But I like the Martin sitcom, though. I could watch Martin all day long. That shit was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Martin was hilarious.
Be really good. It's gonna be a hit. You didn't see when Martin did it, and they'll start selling you on this shit. And then the meeting will end, and you have some reservations. You know, you have some issues. Then your agent starts nudging you because they want.
Now, let me ask you this: how do you sell? This is the question here. How do you sell the idea to a man, a straight man, to put on a dress? How do you make that appealing to where that person says they'll do it? Make that make sense. There's nothing that anybody could say to me that would make that seem like a good idea. I don't understand how people can do it.
And make their commission like, yo, come on. This is your big break. Don't you want to make it in Hollywood? Huh? Don't you want to make it on the big screen? There's other movies lined up. Do you know who that guy is and who he's connected to? If you reject him, you're going to cost the studio.
Now he said the big money and make it on Hollywood, right? We got to start asking that question about YouTube. Is some people that shouldn't be YouTubing? Is some people that literally have zero talent on YouTube? But man, their channel's doing good as hell. Ain't that crazy? And you got to ask yourself the question, what do these YouTubers do? What is the YouTube equivalent to putting on a dress? Because if you ask me, it's a lot of YouTubers out there that do the YouTube equivalent of putting on a dress. Now, my question is, what is that YouTube equivalent of putting on a dress? It's a whole YouTube Illuminati out here. The YouTubeanati.
So much money, and you're gonna pass on the chance, and someone else can take your shot.
That's whenever you have a sleazy fucking agent.
My agent's sleazy.
My agent is my homie. My manager is my best friend, and shit like that.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Appease the young white algorithm. Facts. Shout out to Denise. Anti-black racism. Look at all of these, man. How many of y'all get those stupid videos with those people bucking their eyes on them, talking about, oh my God, Thomas Sowell is right about everything? To me, that's the same as putting a dress on, man. The shit Officer Tatum does, the shit that Greg Foreman does. That's the same as putting a dress on. I'll do anything for the money. Candace Owens. Larry Elder, Ben had a dress on. He's one of the oldest people wearing a dress. Jason Whitlock. We know he's a freak. He outed himself. The Hog twins, facts.
It's a weird thing that I didn't want to be part of happening, because you have to understand one thing is that we do this.
Now, JLP might actually wear dresses. Now they done put out some information about his ass.
Thing and it's one thing, but you have to understand that I have a whole ass career here where we at right now. Okay, so I got movie gigs and stuff. I got TV gigs and I got commercial gigs.
Shout out to Black. I believe, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is that Loran? Black Loran? You never heard any of Jason Whitlock's best hits? Did you hear his debate that he had with the Hebrew Israelite guy? I think he still got it up on his channel. Lyron. Okay. My apologies. Black Lyron. What y'all think of his debate with the Black Hebrew Israelite guy? The Black Hebrew Israelite guy was actually trying to come to some middle ground on on some of the things that he was talking about with Jason Whitlock. And Jason Whitlock was mainly focused on the fact that the organization was called the Black Hebrew Israelites. Like, bro, like this dude is actually trying to come to some type of concession with you, and you're trying to get him to change the name of his organization because you don't want to make white people uncomfortable by mentioning the fact that it's black. White people don't care about making anybody else uncomfortable, professing their whiteness all over the place. So the expectation for us to just give up our identity so that society can be at peace is insane to me. And if you can't be comfortable with the fact that I have an identity and that identity is different than yours, that's your problem and not mine. All of these politicians, the right wing, these Republicans, the left wing, these Democrats, that's all it's about. Both sides want us to just give up our identity while everybody else celebrates their identity. They want us to surrender our identity. I'm not going to surrender my identity to make other people comfortable. I don't care if other people are comfortable or not. They don't care if I'm alive or not. I for sure don't care if they're comfortable or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not about appeasing other people. These white people, man, anytime you bring up any type of issue that's specifically about black people, the first thing that they say is you bring race into it. Their ancestors actually brought our race into this country, many of us from the transatlantic slave trade. They literally brought our race into it. Like, I don't be trying to hear that bullshit. And they try to sell that bullshit. So off the rip, the fact that I'm not trying to buy what they're selling, that's automatic static. You know what I'm saying? I've, on very rare occasion, met people that are willing to actually have honest conversations and not just forego history. And the interesting thing about it is that these people are so racist that they think that if they don't know something, that it doesn't exist. So because they're not aware of it, they have the right to tell you that it didn't happen or that you're wrong, instead of them ever being the ones having to go look something up and double check what they said. I don't even want to, man. Stalking Big Daddy said, take the oath. You will love the side effects of anal bleaching. Man, I don't even want to know what the hell the side effects of that are. I could only imagine. You're going to have clear diarrhea for a week.
And stuff like that. And shady shit has happened in the past, and stuff that I don't want to be part of has happened in proposition. And the minute I say no, it's a no. I've never been put in a position, but I know exactly what you're talking about because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it from other people. I'm like, ugh, that could, oh no. Yeah. Being pushed on, what you're talking about is very real. I'm very, very grateful and very lucky to have the people that I have around me. But what you're saying is exactly how it works. Yeah. And the studios and the people are going to talk to you like that. And sometimes if they know your agent is going to back you up all the time, like my agent and my manager back me up, they're going to not want to speak to your agent. They're going to want to speak to you directly. They're going to bypass her agent, right? And sorry about that. No pun intended. Go by the back door. Yeah. That's what they're going to try to do. And that's
now, let me ask you this, and shout out to Win Lose a Rug. I hope my man Win Lose a Rug is still in here. I get the feeling, right? I've been preacher trying to sidestep the race issue on here. And that's why that's how they came up with this particular explanation for the men in dresses in Hollywood. And this is an actual issue to me that definitely has a race context. And Abba and Preach, they have a reach. They have 2 million subscribers. If they had an honest, legitimate conversation about this, see, like this right here, like while they're sitting here talking, see, like to me, right? Sidestepping for the money. Sidestepping for the money. I will stay at 4,000 subs forever. You know what I'm saying? Before I try to talk around some shit to make somebody to make people that live off of making you uncomfortable comfortable, man. You got me bent. You got me bent.
That's 100% true.
The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, you got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress.
Isn't that literally what I described?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, these producers are the corniest motherfuckers you've ever seen. I don't even know how they have jobs, bro. Talentless hacks. And they come at
So again, so now why is it that they don't offer as many dress roles to Asian people or white people or Latinos? If that's the case. Like, come on, Abba. There's a reason why. You see how easy it was for him to get that collage of all of those black men who were wearing dresses in Hollywood? You think he could make a collage of white men that easily wearing dresses in Hollywood? Or Latinos wearing dresses in Hollywood? Or Asians wearing dresses in Hollywood? Let me ask y'all a question. Who are some Asians wearing dresses in Hollywood? Now, I think, don't get me wrong, but I think that Jackie Chan actually had he wore a dress. Did Jackie Chan wear a dress? I think in one of the Rush Hour, it was some movie that Jackie Chan made wore a dress in. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't think Bruce Lee would have worn no dress. I think Bruce Lee would have whooped somebody's ass. Bruce Lee didn't strike me as the type of person that would have, like, he looked like he would have looked at you like he was crazy. If you had to ask Bruce Lee, he would have said some crazy shit and whooped your ass. He'd have said, "Men don't wear dress," and then just knocked your ass out. Y'all remember when he told dude on Enter the Dragon, "Mods don't hit back," and then he whooped his ass. That's exactly what he would have done if his producer said, "Put on a dress." Hey, Bruce, come here, put on a dress. He'd have said, "Men don't wear dress." It just knocked somebody ass the hell out. Bruce Lee don't look like he's the type of cat that would play that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee was kind of a G. He was an Asian G. You know what I'm saying? That shit wasn't happening, man. Bruce Lee wasn't doing it. It wasn't going down. He'd have looked at you crazy. He had that bowl cut. Bruce Lee was one of the only gangsters that wore a bowl cut. Everybody else, man, you corny as hell. But Bruce Lee rocked the bowl cut like a G. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alonda. Alonda said the difference with other races of actors is if they are offered to wear a dress, they turned it down. It wouldn't hurt them in terms of getting on and becoming A-listers. Now, that's an interesting point. Now, my question to you is, why do you think that is? Cameron said Bruce Lee. Right. Cameron said Bruce Lee was that type you didn't know if he was playing or not. Bro, Bruce Lee would get that like he would get that face where he was possessed, and he was and he would be like smiling and crying at the same time. And then he'll hit you with that punch and you just go flying across the room. Bruce Lee was lightweight. Bruce Lee was a little bit on the crazy side, man. I wouldn't mess with Bruce Lee. I bet you when he would be fighting them stunt people, I bet you they could feel the wind off of those punches. I bet you it'll be like a centimeter away from somebody's nose. I bet you they were scared as hell.
You like it's a good idea, and you as a talent are sitting there like, nigga, are you high? Yo, what the did you smoke? That's what you're thinking. You're not gonna say because you don't want to lose a job. But in your head, are you high? We find a professional way to say no. But in your head, you're like, I can't believe this is real.
Many of you already know her. She's a 68-year-old pistol-packing grandma who is quickly becoming box office gold. You know her from last year's smash hit, Diary of a Bad Black Woman.
But he is a drag queen.
Dave Chappelle was decapitated in front of us. And until we deal with that, until we deal with the fact that a devout Muslim who doesn't eat bacon was accused of being a crackhead.
And
Until we establish the fact that they said that he went to Africa to smoke cocaine. When we know they don't have running.
Hey, why they do that cut in like that though? Shout out to DeAndre. DeAndre say, I'm gonna say they openly humiliate black men, but trust there's a price to pay for everybody in Hollywood for fame. Facts. If you guys agree with DeAndre, give me a thumbs up. Black Spider said that smile was deadly. You ain't never lied, Black Spider. That smile was deadly. His face would start shaking. He would start making them bird noises, and it was a wrap. Bruce Lee was a little skinny built motherfucker too. Like he was like the skinniest, scrawniest, most muscular motherfucker that you ever seen before. Like, have you ever seen somebody built like that? Like Bruce Lee was built crazy. That motherfucker was built like a bodybuilding stick figure. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. And he would just be whooping people's asses. Yeah, shout out to Cameron. You can't do that with steroids. Facts. Super facts. There's no there's no diet plan or workout plan that can give you the Bruce Lee bod. You know what I'm saying? That's just some Bruce Lee shit. I don't think anybody can replicate that. You know what I'm saying?
And water and food over there when they don't have
Where you go, but okay.
When they don't have paved roads over there.
Okay, that's not true either. They have paved roads. Some places they don't. Oh, Cat, yo, listen. What you doing right now?
Hey,
yo, me and my fellow Africans are being attacked. It's true some places. Chill out, bro. You lying.
He doesn't
don't run in water.
He doesn't walk on water. He doesn't walk on water.
Guys in South Africa, they have running water in a lot of places, okay? I'm sure this guy's not staying in the slums.
Hey, Bruce Lee, one of them people like a medium would be big on him. Like he'll be wearing a medium. A medium shirt would be big on this motherfucker, right? So you'd be like, yeah, I'm about to whoop this motherfucker ass. Then you take off, then he take off his shirt, and you like, man, what the fuck? You take off the shirt, you be like, where the fuck? Who is this stick figure on steroids? You know, look, you know that if somebody was that damn skinny and that damn built, that is not about to be a fun fight to be in. That is not about to be a fun fight to be in. Because you know that motherfucker's got energy for days. On top of the fact that they probably got a little snap to their punch.
You go to a
Yeah,
bunch of
it
places.
depends where you go, but I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Why would you escape? You're going to escape to Africa to do cocaine and crack.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. They don't got the good stuff over there. All the good stuff is here.
You talking about somebody who has a wife and children, 5 children, and lives on a farm.
That is true. The way that they treated Dave Chappelle. A lot of people don't remember when he said he didn't want to do the deal with Comedy Central with $50 million. They said he lost his mind because he refused the money because he didn't want to do a role that made him uncomfortable. And they shamed this man like crazy. I'm not gonna keep playing the video, but I just want to talk about this topic just a bit. And this was Hollywood at the time. Hollywood came out with a meta, and once the meta was established, they just try to put every black person into it, right?
Yes.
So, like, once the duo of black and white guy happened, then they had the Asian and the black guy, the really funny guy and the really serious guy. And they always want to repeat it.
Yeah, that's just.
And once the black man in a dress took off, they're like, "Yo, how more?" Right? And then a lot of people took it like this super emasculated, not realizing they just saw it as a money trend. Now, some people want to believe it's more nefarious or whatever it is. I just think it's mad corny and tacky. And all the black people who jumped on it just so they could have a chance. Super corny too. There's a lot of things. What's the corny?
So now this is interesting, right? Because what it seems like, which again, you know, it is right, because we've been asking this question, right? We've been asking the question, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody sell themselves out like this, right? But what it seems like Abba and Preach are doing is Abba and Preach are taking away from the fact that there is an agenda in Hollywood, an obvious agenda, and they're putting the entire situation of all of this onto the actor. Now, the actor makes the final decision, but we're not, it's more to it than, oh, black men play good women. Literally nobody would think that. Literally nobody would think that. I don't know where Abba is getting this from. I don't know how he came to this conclusion, but I'm not trying to be funny, but I think that this is a conclusion that he's come to that's tailored for the majority of his audience, which is sad. Your audience should not be fragile. Your audience doesn't own any of those Hollywood studios. So why would your white audience be upset that you're calling out racism in Hollywood? As a matter of fact, white people always like to try to delineate themselves from them folks, so they might actually appreciate you calling out the Hollywood studio owners. And that's facts, Torian. Big facts. If you ask me, this is a bad take. This is completely downplaying the history of Hollywood, for one, starting out with the minstrel shows. Hollywood has a beginning. Its origins originated in slanderous propaganda against black people. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it would only evolve to go from white men playing black men as comedic roles, as if being a black man is a joke somehow, taking it to say that black men are feminine, is just the next evolutionary step. And if they understood the history of Hollywood here in America and the minstrel operation that's been running, then they would understand that. but they don't. They don't understand the history. And one thing that you will find a lot of times, and no offense to people that are non-FBA, no offense, you know what I'm saying? But if you look at non-FBA people, a lot of non-FBA black people, and if you look at a lot of immigrants, and I'm talking about non-black immigrants, one thing that they have in common is that many of them, not all, but many of them purposely recite revisionist history to appease the population at large. Now, if you can't recite the history correctly, either consult an expert or just don't recite it at all. But for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like these people are ever that considerate.
What is job you've been offered?
Oh, it's when I was a dancer. Dancing in bars is the worst shit ever.
Why?
That's that dancing fucking leopard prints.
Okay, I'll tell you what it was for me.
Yeah, like I'm saying, the Hollywood thing, I always found that it was really very weird. The Hollywood, I don't know. There's something I find very often weird about that, the way that you want to portray it, especially in big medias and to a lot of people and stuff like that, to all the people out there. I don't mind if it's like it's weird. I don't mind if it's in the theater setting or whatever. Maybe because the distribution is less.
Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. We almost got 100 likes, ladies and gentlemen. If everybody can take a moment, smash that like button. If you guys haven't, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell and subscribe to the channel. We got goals that we're trying to meet, and share the stream to your social media. That would be great.
It doesn't care. The distribution is less. It looks very less insidious. It's in the Hollywood sphere. It's really weird. It's more the way Hollywood is made.
I'm disappointed in Abba and Preach's take. I'm not gonna lie, and y'all know I like Abba and Preach. I don't agree with him all the time, you know what I'm saying, but I do like Abba and Preach. But I'm disappointed in that take, man. That was a very obtuse take, and it really downplayed a lot of the issues that are going on in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those issues are real. So now there was this article that came out from Fox, and I thought it was interesting. It said comedian Katt Williams targets Big D deviants in explosive rant on Hollywood. Williams specifically called out Kevin Hart and Ludacris, which is interesting, right? Because we all know that Ludacris has been an enemy of Fox News for a long time, since Bill O'Reilly locked out and blocked him out of his contract with Pepsi. But Katt Williams actually called out a lot more people than that. Shout out to DSA. What's good with it, bro? AV Promotion said Preach was a dancer. Yeah, Preach was a dancer. If I'm not mistaken, ballet. Like your boy Prodigy. Rest in peace. No disrespect. Y'all know I fuck with Prodigy. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z did that dirty. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Katt Williams launched into a scorched earth rant on the Club Shay Shay podcast that targeted some notable Hollywood celebrities as quote unquote deviants. Now here goes my question, right? Now this is a question for everybody. How come Katt Williams isn't telling us who the people are that are making these people do this
Hunter
stuff?
Biden, the movie. Great post cover there. The first son is reportedly filming a top secret documentary
Hunter
to
Biden,
set the
the
record
movie.
straight on his life. He's teaming up with his sugar brother, Kevin Morris, a Hollywood power player.
And I have no idea where that's playing from.
Millions of dollars of Hunter's overdue taxes. This documentary will reportedly show Hunter Biden as, quote, a person, a father, and a husband, painting, selling his art, raising his son, and navigating everyday life as a sober adult with ongoing criminal investigations and in the crosshairs of Trump and his supporters. With the documentary Hunter, Get
Y'all
Ready,
see
America,
this?
Hunter Biden the movie. Great post cover there. The first son is reportedly filming a top secret
Y'all see
documentary
that? It
to
won't.
set the record
It
straight
won't
on his
stop.
life. He's teaming up with his sugar brother Kevin Morris, a
I even
Hollywood
got the
power
volume
player
turned all the
lawyer
way down.
who's allegedly paid off millions of dollars of Hunter's overdue
Hold on,
taxes.
real quick.
This documentary will report.
Were you guys able to hear that? Were you guys able to hear that? Hunter Biden, the movie in the background? Y'all see how that just wouldn't stop? Let's try it again. Katt Williams launched into a scorched earth rant on the Club Shay Shay podcast that targeted some notable Hollywood celebrities as deviants. On Wednesday, Williams spoke to former NFL tight end Shannon Sharpe about his career, referencing how he was previously, quote-unquote, canceled for speaking out against Michael Jackson and R. Kelly as they faced controversial allegations. Now, did he speak out against Michael Jackson?
A verbo is for
there it goes
sharing all
again.
kinds of moments.
There it goes again.
From post-concert bliss to pre-game hype.
Hold on.
Get ready, America. Hunter Biden, the movie. Great
You guys
post
see this?
cover there. The first son is reportedly filming a top secret documentary to set the record straight
Man, that's
on his life.
crazy.
He's teaming up with his sugar brother, Kevin Morris, a Hollywood power player lawyer who's allegedly paid off millions of dollars of Hunter's overdue taxes. This documentary will reportedly show Hunter Biden as, quote, a person, a father, and a husband, painting, selling his art.
Y'all see the tech difficulties, right?
Life as a sober adult with ongoing criminal investigations and in the crosshairs of Trump and his supporters. With the documentary Hunter Biden and to some extent Morris could possibly get the last word. Fox Across America host on Fox News Radio.
Look at the volume. I got the volume all the way down.
Talking about at the end. Whoa. Don't want to give it away now. Jimmy Fallon's here. Jimmy, I think we can all agree. Polish off the Oscar
for Hunter Biden. Yeah. I've got to.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, so Hunter Biden was just getting roasted there. Let me see. I'm gonna try to pull that article up one more time, and if I can't pull that article up, we're just gonna call it a day. Let me see. That's crazy that keeps doing that. Let me see. Hold on. Y'all about to go. How many of y'all gonna see that Hunter Biden movie? Look at this. Look at this. Hold on real quick. All right, let's try it again. We're going to try it one more time. Hold on. All right. So now here it says he also predicted that 2024 would likely be the year when all the deviants will be exposed. Race is not where the line will be drawn, the comic said. It's God's side and the other side, and we don't care nothing about the other side, period. All of these big D deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you're Diddy or whoever you is, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is light. Now, what do y'all think about this?
A verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on real quick.
From post-concert bliss to pre-game hype.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, get that out of here. Get that joint out of here. Yeah, we got that bad boy working. Shout out to TD. TD said that Katt Williams grift hidden. Even Stephen A dropped the Katt Williams reaction video. Forget Hunter Biden and get back to Katt Williams. Bro, I was trying to get back to Katt Williams. I don't know what's going on. Whatever's going on with that Fox website, they got to get their scripts together, bro. They got to get their scripts together. Shout out to Stalking Big Daddy. You said Hunter should play Superman in the new documentary. Oh man, Hunter Biden. Could you imagine Hunter Biden would smoke some meth and start flying around? He'd be like, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's cocaine. You know what I'm saying? And start flying around. He would have Wonder Woman and Supergirl, and they'd actually be hookers. Hunter Biden might actually be a villain. He might actually be the villain. He'd be flying into buildings and shit if he was Superman because he'd be so damn high. Oh man. So yeah, so he says race is not where the line will be drawn. The comic said it's God's side and the other side, and we don't care nothing about the other side, period. Well, and some people would say that that's race lines, but that's neither here nor there. All of these big D deviants is catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All the lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way knows why they take it the wrong way. The truth is light. So now here it says, similarly to Michael Jackson and R. Kelly, Williams insisted that he has been collecting information on people and their secrets because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets, Williams said. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, somebody come tell me. Now, what's interesting about it is that, unfortunately for Katt Williams, when it comes to the information that Katt Williams has, what it seems like is that Katt Williams has information on all of the low-level people, and Katt Williams is not willing to give any names of the big people. But he does take credit for mentioning Harvey Weinstein, but who else? Because if you've seen all these people doing all this stuff in Hollywood, you've seen the low-level people doing stuff with the high-level people, but we don't have any testimony about the high-level people. So my question for everybody is, who are some record executives, or I'm sorry, who are some movie executives, who are some studio owners, who are some Warner Brother, Marvel, Disney company executives and directors, casting couch people that Katt Williams has dropped a dime on? Anybody know any names, any famous names? But what I find interesting about this, though, it seems like a lot of people were extremely excited to hear Katt Williams drop on the usual suspects. When Katt Williams said that he was coming to Uncle Shay Shay's podcast with some bombshell information, I was waiting to hear all of the stories about the rich white people. And I didn't hear any stories about any rich white people. But the stories that Katt Williams did provide got 32 million views. How many views you think they would have got if he mentioned a bunch of white people that nobody knew their names? Shout out to KO Kid Phil. What's good with it, bro? Which would have got more views? If Katt Williams had to drop the name of some executive that he saw kissing a man, or Ludacris. He didn't say nothing about no Steins or no Witzes or no skis. Y'all notice that? I know y'all noticed that. I know somebody noticed it because damn near 30 million people watched it. So now, here goes my question. How you telling the truth if you didn't expose none of the perverts? Who was the Bergs? The icebergs. Still protecting the powers that be. Right, which makes you ask the question about the agenda of this whole thing. Man, people been talking about Kevin Hart being a part of the Illuminati and all of this craziness ever since him and The Rock was wearing those shirts with the thunderbolts on it. You know what I'm saying? The shirts with the one eye on it. All these people that he's talked about, we've all had speculations about these clowns already, man. We all know that Steve Harvey is a simp. I want to know about some of those people that work out of a penthouse. I want to know about some of those people that have the private banking services. You know what's interesting? Shannon Sharp didn't ask him nothing about that neither. He didn't say, well, you got any information on some high-level people? He didn't say that. Shout out to Windlow's a Rug. He said Iceberg was fired because under the surface they are deviant. They are devious. Facts. Facts, Caldona. Who will be bold and brave enough to fully peel back the curtain? Was Katt Williams brave enough? Facts. Shout out to Maximus Royalty. And we know these so-called hip-hop artists are suspect, just like Ludacris. Facts. Rosenberg. Facts. Iceberg is the new code along with Sombrerito. Facts. We're going to vote that in. What y'all think? Iceberg and Sombreritos. That's the new code. All in favor, give us a thumbs up. If you're not in favor, give us a thumbs down and let us know your grievance. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says he added, I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. You come tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they know it all. And they all know it. You don't make me the villain, not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories doing nobody dirty, and they'll just go out and lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Now I got a question. Do you guys notice that the people that Katt Williams talked about are only people that Katt Williams has beef with? Did anybody notice that? Oh, you guys don't like the sudden right-hand turn that I took on this, do you? Y'all will be all right. Now, was there anybody that Katt Williams does not have beef with that he quote-unquote exposed? Did he just pick a random person and was like, yo, man, this person did some effed up stuff? Or did everybody that he mentioned have an issue with him? Or he has an issue with them? So now, if in your 30 years you've been collecting information and all you have information on is the people that you have an issue with, that's interesting. Is there anybody that Katt Williams can expose that he doesn't have a beef with? What do you guys think? I don't trust any of these people, Katt Williams included. Shout out to DeAndre. DeAndre said black people can speak on black people. It's when you speak on the icebergs that cause you to be unalived. And they know that, so they don't. So now here go my question. If that's the case, and we know that, then my question is, what is Katt Williams really doing out here? He doing the same thing that everybody else doing. Coming at the people with no power. Ain't that what people say? We the people with no power? Who did Katt Williams come at that had power? So now my question is, if Katt Williams came at the powerless people, why is everybody so stoked about this interview? Think about that. If Katt Williams came at the powerless people, what did he really expose? So that makes you then we have to question the 30 million people that, and this is what I was talking about on Just Talking with TD and Rob. Now we got to question the 30 million people that watch this, and we got to ask, what did they actually get out of it? What if this was a test to see what type of backlash anybody would get? Right? Because Katt Williams said that he had a lot of exposing, compromising information about the quote unquote people in Hollywood. And when we talk about the people in Hollywood, we talk about the shadow people in Hollywood. After this interview that Katt Williams did, how many of those shadow people are in the light? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said it wasn't really exposing when you put it like that. It's more like giving people I knew I was right feeling. You know what they say about Hollywood? It's magic. They make you see something that's not really there. A lot of people see an expose when really what they ended up getting was a reinforcement. How much new information came from that interview? Everything that's new information, list me the new information in the comment section that came from that interview. We know that Steve Harvey is a simp. We know all these people wore dresses. We didn't know about the Ludacris thing. Some of the Ricky Smiley stuff we didn't know about. shout out to Shamika. Shamika said all of them are part of the weird oiled machine that is Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Some of them people like putting oil on each other with their weird asses. Yeah, everything in the interview for the most part, shout out to DSB, we already knew. But 30 million people are sitting there acting like they saw some new shit. Katt Williams did a very good job putting together a comedy documentary from his perspective. And that's all that happened. But there's 30 million people that think that they got shown something new. That's crazy. Nah, that's manipulation if I've ever seen it. You know what I'm saying? Did Katt Williams tell us anything that's going to happen in the future? Now, here it says he specifically called out multiple celebrities, including actor Kevin Hart and rapper Chris Ludacris Bridges. The former he referred to as a studio quote-unquote plant. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? Hey, here goes another question. Have you ever heard of somebody telling you shit that you already knew and it got 30 million views on YouTube? Has anybody ever heard of that shit? Listen, I'm going to tell you some shit that you already know. That shit about to go viral. I've never heard anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA in his first year? He had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading. No. We've never heard of that before. That person or since that person, Williams says, what do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definition of these words. Maybe we don't understand the definition of these words. Just like how when Just Pearly Things said that slavery was embellished, we just don't understand what embellished means. Shout out to Miss Maylin. Miss Maylin says it's always LOL when we find out who else got. Right. Right. Facts. And to me, we should be trying to get the getters. And you know what I mean? For Ludacris, Williams claimed that both he and the rapper were offered deals by the Illuminati, with one having to cut all of their hair and the other being offered $20 million for 20 movies. Now, here goes my question. If the Illuminati made you an offer, what is it about you that made them assume that you'd be open to do deals? What do you guys think? One of those people turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams, the comedian said. When asked if he feared any backlash, Williams responded, Satan can't create anything. That includes blessing for his peoples. That's why you know that the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. The number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. Now, you know who's done the best job of making people think that nothing happened to them in Hollywood? I would say Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle. Because when you watch this interview and when you watch Dave Chappelle, you would think that Dave Chappelle never put on a dress. When you watch this interview, you would think that Katt Williams never had a misstep in Hollywood. And remember, what he said was the number one job of somebody that sold their soul to do is to act like it didn't happen. So if you try to point out how everybody else messed up, it's going to take away from people looking into you. So, you know, my question is, I heard the story about everybody else. Now, my question is, what'd you do? Let's talk about that. What y'all think? Is that rational? If that's rational, give me a thumbs up. If it's not rational, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says both Ludacris and both Hart and Ludacris responded to Williams' attack on social media. Got to get the anger about you, champ. It's honestly sad, Hart wrote in an X post while promoting his upcoming film Lift. So here's the tweet. Kevin Hart says, got to get the anger up out you, champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where Google Batharoth says they really love you. So now here go Ludacris. So then now here down here, they write the freestyle that Ludacris wrote. And then that's it. Now, if you ask me, all of these people are dirty. Shout out to D-Dub 3000. What's good with it, bro? I think that all of these people are dirty. Katt Williams included. I think Katt Williams put on a good show. And I think that, you know, the Katt Williams interview is going to have people asking some questions. But I think that Katt Williams should also get asked some questions. I want to know, you sat there for 3 hours and didn't bring us no new information? And the information that you did give us, I mean, who cares about Ricky Smiley? He's washed up. Who cares about Steve Harvey? He's a simp that hosts a game show. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron says Corey Holcomb is way funnier than Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart. But he's touring the country in comedy clubs while they're on TV and in movies. Right. Marcus says, yeah, this is the new Kanye West. I want to know who the corrupt people are behind the agenda. Now, let me ask you guys this question, right? We all know that there is an alleged agenda, right? After watching this Club Shay Shay interview, do you have any more insight as to what the agenda is, the mechanics behind it, who's behind it, why it's happening, who's being targeted? Was any of that information divulged in this interview? Let me know what you guys think. And also, make sure you guys show D-Dub 3000 some love with the $5 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. So now what I'm trying to figure out is why so many people watched the interview. What was so special about it? Anybody that is watching this stream now or on the replay and you make it this far, please leave the new information that came from this Katt Williams Uncle Shay Shay interview, and also let us know what was exposed about Hollywood. Because when I'm expecting an expose, I'm expecting executive names. I'm expecting company names. I'm expecting party locations. How come we never know any locations of where these crazy parties take place? Now, we know none of the people that Katt Williams discussed, other than Tyler Perry, own any studios or own any businesses as far as related to Hollywood. Why did Katt Williams not provide us with any of the business owners who facilitated any of this? And also, why did he not give us any information about people that he doesn't have beef with? Been collecting information for 30 years. A 3-hour interview with a bunch of information that most of us already knew, and maybe 3 or 4 new data points of completely worthless information. Steve Harvey wanted to take Bernie Mac's role. How does that expose any Hollywood agenda? That exposes that Steve Harvey is a piece of shit, but we knew that already, so it's not really new information. Ricky Smiley wore a dress. We know that. Kevin Hart wore a dress. We know that. Kevin Hart's not funny. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Black Spider with the $20 super chat. Please make sure you guys show her some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat for her. Definitely appreciate it. Now, we're going to dive into this. We're going to dive into this Katt Williams thing. The Katt Williams grift is up. You know what I'm saying? The Katt Williams grift is definitely up. We're going to revisit a lot of this stuff. We're going to revisit a lot of the responses. And we're going to try to scour this interview for some information that we can use. Because we got all the time in the world. So why not? Undocumented bros that just have to wait a little bit. What you guys think? What you guys think? You guys want to take a week off of undocumented bros? Watch, tomorrow we do undocumented bros. We're going to look at a couple of these clips. We're going to revisit this Katt Williams interview. And I agree. Shout out to Miss Nisi. We definitely need the undocumented bros. But we do need to dive into this as well. Now, shout out to Shamika. Because what's interesting is that Katt Williams didn't mention neither one of these. And he should have. And I gotta agree, it was the ultimate mockumentary. It was hey, listen, man, it was some hustle shit. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. They ran that AdSense up. Yeah, that's it. Facts. Shout out to AB Promotion. He just wanted to get at his enemies and make Ricky Smiley cry. And a lot of the enemies fell for it. The undocumented bros ain't taking no days. Man, they like Fetty Wap, bro, going hard with no days off. Yeah, climbing over that fence. Gotta get on it. Going home, no days off, yeah. Climbing up that wall. Undocumented, and all. Shout out to Fetty Wap, man. Fetty Wap was ahead of his time. I gotta get into the US so I can get them gifts, yeah. Oh man. Hey, it was funny. That interview was funny as hell, man. Now, one thing that Katt Williams did solidify in that interview was that he got jokes for days, bro. When he told that joke about Steve Harvey, he said, I got up there and roasted him for an hour because I said that man was wearing a wig hairpiece. Man, I was dying laughing, man. Katt Williams is like if somebody fused Charleston White and Busy Bone into one person. Damn. Shout out to Torian Rain. Torian said Willie D is doing a premiere video where he interviewed Katt Williams. Is 18,000 plus on there right now. Oh, I believe it. There goes some more grift. So we finna definitely react to the Willie D Katt Williams interview. Maybe he had put out some more information in that Willie D Katt interview. It was a man unit. And he had a man unit on top of his head. Oh man, we gotta make the Migrant Crisis Trap Queen remix. Undocumented boys. 2024. Oh man, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Hey, I'm rocking with Katt too, man. But we got to ask these questions objectively. And see, the thing is that according to Katt Williams, right, the way that we just went and dissected all of this, he would be proud because he told Shannon Sharp that you got to have the people on the show that are going to say things that upset people, and you got to have people that are willing to ask those questions that shake up the room. I bet you a bunch of Katt Williams interviews are going to come out. See, like the Uncle Shay Shay. See, I'm not trying to be funny, but this is like old dude's grift. Like the old cats out here. Like all these cats that's old heads, past rappers, past athletes, they finna all get this grift money off of Katt Williams talking shit. It's a beef chain. They do the fake beef on YouTube too. You know what I mean? Shout out to Torian. Torian said, too bad. I can't pronounce her. Is that Tajari? Doesn't call out Oprah by name. She's on the cusp of doing so, but is fearful at the same time. You know, Oprah is real close with them folks. That was Harvey Weinstein right-hand woman. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if people get mad, they start snapping like, I need some more money. I need some more money. And then they be like, man, we about to put out all your business. Remember when we made you do this disgusting act? We gonna put that video out if you don't shut your ass up about this money. Oh, I'm sorry. A lot of people that get involved in this Hollywood life, they got deep-seated mental issues, man. They sadomasochists. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre said Oprah will have you unalived if you start telling on her. Facts. Big facts. And Cameron said Oprah hates black men. Big facts. Honestly, for real, I would go as far as to say she hates black people. Now, you know the gender war, gender content. Oprah Winfrey been making gender content. She an OG gender war person, right? But what's interesting about it is how many black women did Oprah Winfrey put on? She didn't put on any black people whatsoever. Now, she sat up there and talked shit about black men for her entire career and rubbed elbows and God knows what else with Hollywood deviants that are now rotting in prison because that's what she chose as far as her male companionship. You know what I'm saying? Because the dirtiest of the dirty that's rotting in jail in Oprah's eyes is better than a black man. You know what I'm saying? But what black women did Oprah put on? She put on Dr. Oz. She put on Dr. Phil. She put on Rachel Ray. But who did Oprah put on though? Torian said Gail the Gargantuan. Oh, she put Gail King on. She put Medea on. She put Tyler Perry on. Did she? Sound like P.D. Pablo. Did she? Gotta throw that P.D. Pablo on there. Did she? You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, you know. Tyler Perry was already established. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think she put anybody black on at all. Which is crazy, man. Cause like so many people like see a star in her. She put right. Look at his movies. Look at his message. Look at him wearing a dress. You know what I'm saying? So these are all questions that we got to think about. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that we got to explore. And honestly, I don't think it might not be a bad idea to dive a little bit deeper into some of this Hollywood stuff and take a look at some of these patterns, because there are a lot of patterns with a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to react to that Willie D interview. Shout out to Torian for letting us know that was going down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shout out everybody that supported the stream. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for her. Shout out to John Guillory with the 7 months of membership support. Appreciate it. Shout out to Cameron for becoming a member. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Kid Gravity with the 7 months of membership support. Shout out to the homie Moxie Approved. If y'all not subscribed to Moxie, make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to his channel. Shout out to Win Loser Rug with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to TD Media Group with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to D-Dub 3000 with the $5 super chat. And shout out to Black Spider with the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you guys. If y'all haven't smashed that like button, make sure y'all smash that like button. If y'all haven't hit that bell, make sure y'all hit the bell. Make sure y'all show AB Promotion some love for the 3 months of membership support and the buzzer beater. And ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me, come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Nigga, don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him.